Hi guys, it's Debbie from Debbie J's Crafting Corner, and I've got another DiesRUs design team project for you today. I do know that Halloween is a couple of months away, but okay, I'm ready to get started on a little bit of Halloween crafting. So for today's DiesRUs design team project, I'm going to be making a magic picture change card using the Lawn Fawn's picture change window and add-on for that, and these cute little fox costumes before and after stamps and dies. All of this is from Lawn Fawn. Also going to be using some patterned paper. This is from American Crafts, and I thought this would be a nice little background to use, so that's the page that I'm going to use for that. So to start off with, I need to add my cute little critters. What we're going to do is I'm going to have a little fox, and then I'm going to have him change into his costume. So I need to start off with the before, which is going to be this cute little fox. So I'll start off by just stamping him out with some Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And the reason I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black ink is I'm going to be coloring him up with some alcohol markers. And this is going to be some easy coloring. I'm just using my Parku art markers. I love this little container. It makes it real convenient for me to just grab and go. Okay, so he is a cutie pie. I'm going to put a little bit of pink in his ears too. Okay, and next we just need to cut him out. And I'm going to use my stamp platform again just to make sure I have everything lined up the way that I want it to be. Okay, so that is about where I had him lined up. And now I just need to tape it in place. And of course, remove my transparency. And now I just need to run that through my Gemini Junior. I think I'm going to keep this one simple since it is my first one, and I'm going to go with this cute little skeleton. Now what's fun is we've also got a cupcake and a donut here, so this could be for like a birthday. We've also got a little bee, and we've got enough little images that you could do different type of themes with this. I'm still sticking with Halloween. I love Halloween. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp this little guy out again in Memento Tuxedo Black ink. So I'm going to use some VersaFine to make sure that he is really, really dark for that costume. And then I'll just need to let this dry so that I don't smudge it. So next I need to go and color our little fox up. I'm going to use those same colors. I decided I want to have a little bit of color in the background. So I am going to stamp out a mask onto some Post-it tape. Then I can just fussy cut the little guy out. And that way I can mask off our little fox and add a little color to the background. And when you're fussy cutting a mouse, you want to try to go close to or inside the edge. So you actually want to make this a little touch smaller. Okay, now I'm just going to place my mask over my little fox. You probably see I did cut it a little bit on the inside, but that is going to be fine. It's covering up the pieces that I need to be covered. Now I'm going to start off with some purple ink that's left over on my brush here, because I don't really want to put a lot, but I do want to put a little on my little background there. I think I want a little more than that, so now I will grab my Distress ink, because that's what I was using with this last. So I'm using Seedless Preserves. That's one of my favorite Halloween-y kind of purple colors. It's also real good for sunsets and dark sky like that. So just gently going around this little guy, focusing closer to him so it kind of fades out. I'm not sure if any of that's going to show up on the final, but okay, I think that's enough of that coloring. And now we can remove that mask. And that looks so nice. Now I need to position the second die over our little guy here. I want him pretty much just in the center. And then I'll tack that down with some washi tape and run him through my Gemini Junior. That looks so cute. And now I just need to test it to see how it worked with our main panel. So I'm going to basically just fold on all of those score lines, burnish the top one down. And the die does give you some good score lines, so you know where to fold. While I'm getting this assembled, I'd like to ask that if you like this video, please smash that like button and be sure to also subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And these two side pieces basically give us a channel for that other piece to slide in. Okay, so for the test, before adding any adhesive, I'm just going to put the end in the little slot. The bottom tab goes in the bottom slot, and then we work our way up. Okay, I think they're in there. Yay! Looks like that is at least in where it's supposed to be. So let's fold that down and see what it looks like. So before and after. That looks super cute. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some 8-inch wide score tape on the sides, on these two pieces, on the part that is going to touch the top flap. The reason for that is those are, again, supposed to be the channels, and we want to hold everything tight so that this doesn't really shift around. We want it to stay in place. And the easiest way for me to do that is to lay it all down straight. And burnishing that down. And then I'll remove the release paper. Actually, I'm going to fold it back in before I do the release paper, because that way I don't have to get my I won't have to get my fingers in the stickiness. Or at least not as much. Okay. So now here is our mechanism. Let's test it one more time. Before and after. Okay, so now we're going to go on to the rest of the card. So for my background panel, I'm wanting to use this pretty dotted paper out of that paper pack. So I'm using a die, one of the Infinity dies from Hero Arts for this. I'm going to go ahead and run that through my Gemini Junior. So there's my panel for that. But I also am wanting to use that paper for my character as well. So I'm going to position it. So I think I'm going to just position it in the center and run that through the Gemini Junior again. That is going to be so cute. I'm also going to die cut one of the little pull tabs out of that same dotted paper. So there's a score line on the little tab piece. I'm just folding it over there. And then I'm going to adhere that onto the end of our little pull tab. And that's also the stopper so it doesn't go down too far. Here's my card base that I'm going to be using for this little card. So the plan is that I'm going to have this frame on here first. And then I'm going to have this on there, so it's going to be all in orange, and then I can add my sentiment on here. I think that is going to be adorable. So first I want to make sure that my frame is in the right spot. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere that down first. Because I'm also, this is cut just slightly smaller than A2 size, which means it's going to leave a slight little black sliver or mat. You're going to be able to see it, just a touch of the card base behind it. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So to adhere this down and make sure that it doesn't get in the way of the mechanism, put your adhesive down corner to corner on all four sides. And then you place it on the ends of the two shorter ends. And then we can place that right over our little fox. That looks so perfect. Now I can put the adhesive on the back of my panel, the back of that mechanism. And adhere that in place right inside my rectangle. For my sentiment, I'm using this little cut aparts page from that paper pack, and I'm wanting to use, oh, wait a minute. I was thinking Happy Halloween, but I think I want the best costume also. That would be super cute. And since that is a lot of orange, I'm going to back this on some black cardstock. Well, after cutting the first piece on this, I decided I want to dress it up a little bit. This is going to look kind of party-ish, so I'm going to do a scalloped border along that bottom edge of the Happy Halloween sentiment strip. That I think is going to be the perfect addition. And it makes it look a little bit more like a party. So I'll go ahead and adhere that little banner down because I think that is perfect up there. And then I need to cut out this little best costume ribbon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically fussy cut it. And this one has enough black on there that I think I'm going to matte it on white and then fussy cut that. You're probably wondering why I bothered to fussy cut it off of white when I'm going to be putting it onto white. Well, the reason for that is that there were a couple of places where the cardstock, that little square or rectangle, wasn't quite big enough to be able to leave any kind of a margin around the outside. So I figured this would probably just look a lot cleaner. I'll adhere that down onto a piece of white. And then just leave a little border all the way around. So because I don't want it to interfere with the mechanism, I'm not going to put any adhesive on this side. Just put it on the other side. Here are a few photos of the finished card. You can see a lot more photos over on my blog and on the DiesRUs website. I'll be leaving a link to each of those down below. Thank you so much for dropping in. You guys have a wonderful day, and if I can make it, you can too.